and welcome back to the video on the F1 Journal, and today we are looking at Liam Lawson replacing Sergio Perez at Red Bull for 2025. And yeah, it's kind of two different angles I'm going to come at it from why Sergio Perez had to leave Red Bull. Is Liam Lawson really the right man to replace him? Starting off with Sergio Perez, and yeah, don't get me wrong, he's had a very good Red Bull career, considering he's just seen as a stopgap. But, you know, he ended up winning a few Constructors' Championships for the team. Obviously, in Abu Dhabi 2021, that heroic defence against Lewis Hamilton very much played a key role in Max Verstappen winning his maiden world title. But yeah, this year it's all gone wrong. It started off all right with those 1-2s in the first few races. But yeah, after the summer break, constant Q1 eliminations, lots of crashes, etc, etc. I think, what was it, like 8 points from the last 7 races or something awful like that. For a top team like Red Bull, now they're chasing pack. Ferrari, McLaren and even Mercedes have caught up with them. Yeah, that's just not acceptable. You cannot have that. And, you know, maybe that was the gap all the way and it's being masked by the severe car advantage Red Bull have had for the last few years. Who knows? But yeah, it's just not acceptable. And for me, Red Bull had to move Perez on because, you know, let's face it, the arrest showed no signs of stopping itself. We even saw it last year, and he was still lucky enough to finish second in a championship. And yeah, it showed no signs of stopping, and Red Bull need a driver up there who's going to challenge them next year. So I think even the staunchest Perez fan can look at that and just say, you know, there's no sign of it stopping. It's gone on for maybe even 18 months now with a few interruptions. And yeah, things need to change for Red Bull. And that brings to the question of Liam Lawson. Is he the right man to replace Sergio Perez? Personally, I'm unconvinced. Don't get me wrong, Lawson, across his 2 mini stints in F1 so far, I think has done a pretty good job on the whole. And yeah, he's did well in multiple races. This year, though, he was out-qualified 6-0 by Tsunoda, and I think also got into a few instances with the likes of Perez and Alonso. On one hand, it shows that he's not afraid of going up against senior drivers on the grid. On the other hand, yeah, kind of shows that maybe he needs to tone it down a bit. Yeah, it's an interesting one to see, but I think on the whole, his pace to Tsunoda at the same time just wasn't there. He did have some impressive drives, scored a few points, but yeah, compared to Tsunoda, someone of his experience, yeah, he just didn't have the pace in qualifying, and that's a concern going up against a driver like Max Verstappen, who we all know is ruthless. And yeah, Tsunoda may have the experience to deal with that a bit better. Who knows? And yeah, I think he had the pace. You've got to look at Tsunoda's last few years. Beating De Vries, beating Ricciardo, and yeah, he beat Lawson since they came in. So yeah, it's tough to justify Red Bull giving Lawson a drive. They can go on about mental strength and stuff like that, but yeah, you're not going to know unless you give Tsunoda a chance. So while Lawson, I think, has a great future ahead of him, he just kind of feels like he's been rushed into the team somewhat this year. And yeah, whether it's the right decision, I'm just not totally sure, really, because I think he needs time. We don't want another Alex Albon and how that went for him. I think Tsunoda, he's done his time in RB, and yeah, what's the point in that team, and what's the point in having Tsunoda there if he's not going to get promoted? So yeah, personally, I'd have gone Tsunoda. So anyway, guys, that's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share and subscribe. Follow us on our socials, link in the description below for daily F1 news, meme and content. Subscribe to our other channels on screen right now. That'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.